Hello everyone, Vampire 218 here, bringing you another draft Pokemon Spotlight. Today I'll be looking at Infernape, and again, remember, if you like the new layout, the new format I'm doing these in, please make sure to destroy the like button because this format takes a lot longer for me to make, so if you like this more, please just let me know. So, jumping right into the stats, Infernape has a 76 HP, and this is exactly where I think its HP should be, if not any higher. I mean, it's above that 75 mark, where it, again, like, if you watch my videos, you'll know, 75 is the cutoff I have for everything but speed, so it's just above that, meaning it can take a hit. And looking at its defense and special defense, they're at 71, meaning they're just below where I like them. But, I mean, when you look at the rest of the stats, it makes sense. So, it has a 104 in attack and special attack, meaning that this thing is a very mixed attacker, can be physical or special. And having a 108 speed means that this thing is quite fast, actually. It will outspeed quite a few mons. So, its typing is Fighting Fire. Now, this isn't very unique because there are quite a few Fighting Fire type starters. You know, there's Embor, there's Blaziken, but personally, I really like Infernape. I'm not sure why I like Infernape the most. It might just be, the fact that it can be both. It's more reliable, I think, as a mixed attacker than the other two, so. Its typing is Fighting Fire, meaning it'll strongly resist Bug. It resists Dark, Fire, Grass, Ice, and Steel, and is weak to Flying, Ground, Psychic, and Water. So, not the worst typing in the world. It gives quite a good amount of resistances, so it's always a strong, fire type for a draft team. It's able to hit very hard, so you like that. It has the typical Blaze ability, meaning that when you're below 33%, your fire type moves are upped. And its second ability is Iron Fist, meaning your punch moves are increased by 1.2, I do believe. And I will just yeah, it's by 1.2. So your punch moves are increased by 1.2, always good. It's in the UU tier and Smogon tiers, and tier 1 in GBA. So if you can get this in Smogon, that's unreal because this thing puts in so much work. And if I had to rank the top 5 fire types, I would put this in there easy. Going down to the actual moves that this thing learns, we will see that, and there's like a lot of stuff here because it learns a lot. So we're going to start from the bottom because that's how I like doing it now. So it can learn Will-O-Wisp, meaning that you can burn your target, always, very good. It can learn Vacuum Wave as a nice special fighting priority move. It can learn U-Turn, which is always good having bug coverage, physical, but also that utility that U-Turn brings you by hitting and then going back. This is very good on an extremely fast Infernape, meaning you can get that damage out and switch into a Mon that can take the hit your opponent is sending at you. It learns Thunder Punch, always a good move, having punches like that, because if you use Iron Fist, you can up the power of this. But it also, giving that electric coverage on the physical side, great. It learns Taunt. I don't really use Taunt on my Infernapes, just because Taunt, I feel, is more for, more utility-based, and I don't personally use utility Infernape. I know that some people might, so. Swords Dance, very good move if you're going something like extremely fast Sash and you can outspeed, you can just set up a sweep, stuff like that. So, as we keep going up here, we will see that it gets Stone Edge as physical rock coverage, always good. It can set up Stealth Rocks, which is, it's nice, but again, I feel that that's more of a utility Infernape, and I don't really run that, so. Shadow Claw, very good ghost coverage if you want to hit those psychic types, or, just a very good move in general in certain matchups. You get access to some other rock moves here, and depending what you need, you might want to go for one of these. I know Rock Tomb, having that lower power but higher accuracy, plus the speed drop, it can be very nice in certain matchups where Amon is quad weak to rock and you don't need the rock damage. You want, the accuracy or the speed drop. You got Rock Slide if you need, a middle ground between the accuracy and power of, Rock Tome and Stone Edge. And 30% chance to flinch being pretty fast is always good too. So you have options in your rock move. As we keep going up here, we will see that, we get Power Up Punch. Very good move if you want to, do some damage, but also increase your attack if you're going up against maybe like a Registeel or something that's trying to like wall you, I guess. We get Poison Jab to hit those fairies. We get Overheat as a nice hard-hitting special fire move. And we're going to start seeing more of these special moves now because, again, like I said, this thing can be physical or special. Most people run it physical, but it definitely can do both. It gets Nasty Plot, meaning it can set up on the special side, and that's going to be what you would use on a special variant instead of Swords Dance. As we keep going, Mach Punch is our physical fighting priority move. And we keep going up, we get Iron Tail, as, if we're needing to hit certain types, but, I mean, realistically, we have the Poison Jab, which is just going to be better for hitting the fairy types, and if we need to maybe hit a rock type, we have like fighting, so you don't really need to run Iron Tail. We get Incinerate if we really are worried about a certain type of berry or something, but again, I would rather have that offensive presence from, Overheat, so. We get all the HPs, so any HP would be good in certain matchups. I mean, maybe not Dragon, but, we have access to them. We have the special attack to use them, so it's a possibility. We get access to Gunk Shot. If you don't really care about your accuracy, you can use a Gunk Shot and probably OHKO a fairy or a grass type. But I would prefer to use, like, the fire moves to OHKO the grass types. So. Grass Knot is good special grass coverage, doing damage based on weight. We get access to Focus Blast as our special fighting move. The accuracy not the best, but it's a good move overall. And then we start getting into our fire moves, and we have like a fuck ton of fire moves. So we have Fire Blast as just a nice hard hitter, but not the best accuracy. We get Flame Wheel as a physical hitter, and this is, 10% chance to burn the target. Flame Charge, boosting our speed by one stage can be very good in certain matchups if we're going up against a quad weak thing and we don't just want to hit him with our hardest move, well, we can take the time to sit there, Flame Charge, get the kill, and boost our speed for later on. We have quite a few other moves here. We get Fire Spin, trapping the opponent, always good. This is going to be on a very, very interesting set. I don't think you'll see Fire Spin too often, so... We get Fake Out as very nice priority, that first turn, you hit them, they flinch, always good. We get EQ as an amazing ground coverage. We get Dual Chop as dragon coverage, so if you really needed to hit a dragon, you have access to Dual Chop. We get, we get Dig, but I wouldn't run Dig. I know there are some people who might, so I don't know. We get Close Combat as an amazing fighting move, hard-hitting physical fighting move, awesome. We get Brick Break, very similar, very good fighting move, destroying light screen and reflects. I like that very much. We get Blast Burn, and this can put in some good work in certain matchups if you really just need to get that damage out and you don't care about whatever they bring in next, you just need to kill whatever they have in. You can do that. And then we have access to Aerial Ace, which is our physical flying move. So, overall, it gets Calm Mind too for other setups. Overall, its moveset makes it want to go on the physical side, but it definitely has that special option. Going into the, there are a lot of sets here, and we'll talk about those after the weaknesses. So I'm going to go into weaknesses first. Again, every type that we are weak to, flying types, water types, ground types, psychic types, yeah, we're weak to all of those. But, we get coverage. We get Thunder Punch for water types. We get Thunder Punch for flying types. We get, I'm not sure what we get. We get like Grass Knot for ground types. And for psychic types, we have Shadow Claw. We have ways to cover these. So in the League format, these aren't that big of an issue compared to just regular Smogon. So, we do have those options. Going into a lot of these sets that they're bringing, and I'm not going to go over the moves. That's going to be what you want to customize. I'm going to be going over items. So Focus Sash is very good if you want to be, I guess, doing like a little bit of setup. And what I mean by this is, if you want to maybe set up a Nasty Plot or a Swords Dance, you should really be running the Focus Sash to ensure that you don't get OHKO'd. Because you can set up one of those and then you can start hitting either priority or your hard-hitting moves. or, you know, any combination therein. So, you know, maybe you do your Swords Dance and then you hit your opponent with your hard-hitting physical move, and they go into something that can use priority. Now, you can either switch out or you can use a priority move yourself and get out some pretty good damage. Because again, you have access to priority both on physical and special, so, you know, make use of it. You also have access to fake out, so you could like lead with fake out, go Swords Dance, go your hard hitter, and then spam priority if you anticipate your opponent having a priority move. We could use any of the choice items. Choice band would be on, you know, a matchup where they are not likely to outspeed us and probably wouldn't use a scarf. We just want to go for that physical damage. And the, you know, the opposite is true for choice specs. If we want to go with that hard-hitting special damage, that's when we would use choice specs. And if we're worried about our speed, we go for a choice scarf. But, you know, being the league format, we know what they have access to, so we have a very good chance of being able to choose the choice item that is right for us. You know, we know, well, we naturally outspeed this thing, so we're either prepping for scarf or not. You know, we don't outspeed this thing, so we need to bring a scarf. We have those options. Life Orb's another good item, and Life Orb and Expert Belt I'll talk about right here. I prefer the Life Orb because, you know, Infernape really feels like one of those suicide type mons. It doesn't have that way of healing, so it also doesn't have the stats really to, you know, it can take a hit, but it can't keep taking hits. So bringing a Life Orb to get that extra 30% boost in damage is really good. And as you see this set right here, you know, you could Swords Dance, but you really need to be using that correctly to do that. I would use that set they're saying right there, you know, to, of course, doing the speed things that they're doing, except, you know, outspeed their fastest mon only, don't, you know, go 252 if you don't need to, put everything you can into attack, get the Iron Fist, the Life Orb, and then just start hitting the punches, you know, hit the Thunder Punch, hit the Mach Punch, and, you know, run, if you're running Swords Dance, run a Flare Blitz too, because you're already going Suicide, you want this thing to take at least 1 to 2 mons with it, so, I think that's everything I'm going to be talking about for Infernape. It's absolutely one of the best fire types in the league format. I've seen it put in just immense work. You can lead with this thing, and then if you're using a scarf, you turn out into a favorable matchup. There's just so many options that you can do with Infernape, and it's absolutely just one of the best fire types in my opinion. I've been Vampire218, bringing you my draft Pokemon analysis on Infernape. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a like, share, comment, favorite, and subscribe to see more Pokemon content or anything else I do. Bye!